Oh, yeah. It's that time. That time that we all know and love. Thursday. I'm not going to even say the date because where did this year go? Where did this month go? Where did the last 5 years go? It's amazing. But most importantly, we're going to be talking about 2026 today. We're going to be talking about options that we have in life. We're going to be talking about the holidays. We're going to be talking about really important things as we close out this year. Yeah, I am excited. Chicagoland has snow, which is super cool because we love snow in the Chicagoland area. And it's just not the holidays unless we have snow. So I'm all for it. You know what? We have hats, we have gloves. It's warm enough out and we are good. So thank you all for joining us. Now, you might be watching live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. If not, you may be watching the replay on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But either way, it's time for a sip of that coffee. I did a French press this morning. We're going to start off with these pretty cool cards here that are from Louise Hay. I don't know if anybody knows who Louise Hay is, but I got this gift. I actually won it from Marty Reinhardt. If anybody knows that gentleman, he is a realtor with Real Brokerage LLC in Schaumburg. And I pulled this card today, and it goes a lot about what we're going to be discussing. So it says, as I say yes to life, life says yes to me. Life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings to me only good experiences. And on that note, welcome to this episode of Live Beyond Default Livestream. It's your weekly dose of personal growth. My name is Dave. It's episode number 93, and we are live from the loft in downtown Arlington Heights. Love it here in the Heights. Again, we appreciate you jumping on, and I'm going to share a few things that I am grateful for. Number one, I am grateful for the heat that I have in my place. And I understand that not everybody has heat or even a home. So I'm super grateful to have heat in my place. Second of all, I am grateful for my discernment. There's been a lot of decisions, a lot of options, a lot of opportunities being thrown at me this year. And I know you can understand and relate to that with all these decisions and everything coming at us so much. It's important to have discernment. And lastly, I am super grateful for my family. My mom and dad just came back from Scottsdale, so they're going to be here for a few weeks from the holidays. And in the meantime, we are going to be jamming together. All right, so let's start with today's topic because I really believe that this is an important one. And I think it's good for all of us to recognize, think about, and really believe that we can choose our 2026. Yes, not only can we choose the minute if we're watching this show, or the hour, what we're doing, or the day, or the week, or the month, we can choose what we're going to be doing in 2026. And that is something to recognize with all of these distractions that we have. You know, there is just a distraction economy is what I've been told. And everybody's vying for your attention. Everybody is trying to pull your attention away, and everybody's trying to get you off of what's the most important thing, which is your mind, your body, your soul, your heart. So we're going to pay attention today. Take out your notes. There's going to be a lot of golden nuggets that we're dropping here. And I know that you all are going to drop some golden nuggets in the comments. Drop anything in there, if what you are grateful for this holiday season, and really what you look forward to for this holiday season. What's your favorite part of the holiday season? Okay, so 2026 is a choice. What will you choose? Now, ask yourself that question. The whole year is a choice, and we don't have to make New Year's resolutions. We don't have to make any sort of, oh, I'm going to do this and make this huge jump or huge leap into something. It's all about consistency, but really it all starts in the mind and it starts in the heart. So 2026 is a choice. What will you choose? So here's the truth. We've got 4 choices that we can make for 2026. And I really want to thank Dustin Oglesby. Dusty, my man. I go on calls with him on a weekly basis, and I love the content he shares. And a lot of what I'm sharing today, I have learned from Dustin, and I'm sharing with you because I thought it was so impactful. So let's talk about the truth of 2026. Number 1, action is a choice. You could choose to take action, and you could choose to not take action. So action is a choice. Number 2, inaction is a choice. You could choose to do nothing. Now, I don't know why we would do that, but sometimes during the day, I choose to do nothing for 10 or 15 minutes. So I get the point. Number 3, distraction is a choice. Oh, do I love this one? Distraction is a choice. I just mentioned the $9 trillion economy, it's 84. It's $84 billion. I apologize. Economy. That's the distraction economy that everyone's trying to vie for your attention. So distraction is a choice. And lastly, discipline is a choice. And I know, as they said on South Park, Eric, you lack a discipline. Yes. At times we all lack discipline. I'm guilty of it too. But we're all doing the best we can with what we have at this time. Always. Okay, so we have 4 choices. We have action, we have inaction, we have distraction, and we have discipline. Which one are you going to choose? Because these results are going to affect you and come up in your business, in your family, in your health, in your wealth. It's going to show up all over the place. It's going to show up when you're in front of your family or friends or coworkers the next 3 weeks, and you might get triggered. You might get triggered about something that maybe you're not feeling good deep down inside, or you have some open wounds, or maybe you've got an open loop that needs to be closed, but someone in your family, someone in your office, or one of your friends, they're going to trigger you. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. And how are you going to respond to that? Okay. So we know that these choices now, they're going to affect us in many ways, especially in these next 3 weeks. So it's time to set some targets for 2026. And while we're setting those targets and thinking about them, I just want to say hi to Alicia Gabriel. Thank you so much for hopping on the show. Mr. Dan Orager, thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate you, brother. And of course, Jennifer Renee, you are always here. Jennifer, you have the most amazing smile. I must say that. And Kemi, I think Kemi's tuning in from overseas in England, aren't you? Or the UK. Appreciate you hopping on. And Mr. Granado, it's great to see you also. Thank you, brother, for hopping on the show. Okay, so let's start setting some targets for 2026. Whatever your goal is, whether it's an income goal or it's a health goal, or it's launching something new, or maybe it's just creating more peace in your life. It's going to happen based on the actions that you take consistently, or the inaction that you take consistently. And these actions, which is where we want to lean towards, they're not once in a while, and they're not when it's easy, and they're not just when you're motivated. These actions must be done. And I say this, I look in the mirror and say this to myself when I don't feel like doing things. Like, the action must be done, especially when you're not motivated, especially when it's not easy, especially when you don't feel like it, and especially when you're just tired, or you're feeling down about something, or maybe, there's been a couple recent deaths in the family and with friends recently. And yeah, I understand that life happens. And of course, we do need to take a break at times, and we want to honor that. We also want to realize that there's so many excuses for us not to take action. So, how are we going to face these situations this year? Well, number one, you could do nothing, which we don't want to do. Okay. Number two, we could retreat and back off. Do you really want to retreat and back off? Maybe there's something in your life that you want to do with that. Number three is take average action. Now, I'm going to be coming back to this one because this one is huge, as they say. And number four, it's taking massive, consistent action. Thank you for joining us again. We've got Jimmy on here. Yes, Dave is going solo. Thank you, brother, for hopping on. No one's here in the blue chair. I know. It's just me. So lastly, we could take massive, consistent action. And I want to talk about taking average action here. This is super, super important. I want you to all think about this. I know there's Christmas cookies and there's awesome drinks and food and parties going on right now, but this is the time really for us to take a breath, gather in some air, gather in some thought, ground your feet. When you ground your feet at your desk or in a chair, think of roots going into the earth, and think of sunlight and water and goodness being open to receive, coming in from the sky. This is really, really the time to tap in. So, as I said before, number three, taking average action is the most dangerous of the three. So how many of you have read From Good to Great? Anybody who's read From Good to Great, throw it in the comments and tell me what you've learned from that. And if you haven't read it, it's time to read that book, because that's what this is all about. Taking average action is the enemy, because it feels good. Maybe you're growing 5 to 10% in whatever area that you want to be growing in for the year. But taking that average action is comfortable. Taking that average action feels good. Taking that average action, like the enemy of great is good. And when we're good, our body just wants to stay in it. Our mind just wants to stay in it. You know that, and I know that, and I deal with it all the time. I've got a great life. I'm living in downtown Arlington. I have a great career in real estate. I could go on, but I want you to think in your mind of all the ways that your life is good. Think about that right now. 3 ways that your life is good. Think about it, jot it down, drop it in the comments, however you want, just so it drops it. Now, these are probably the things that are keeping you from great. These are probably things that are keeping you from getting to that next level in your relationship with your husband or wife or significant other. Maybe it's keeping you from growing your business. Maybe it's keeping you from bench pressing more or learning how to run the marathon or an Ironman, just like Roman Kaiser did earlier this year for the first time. He did an Ironman, which I'm super proud of him. Think of the areas in your life that are good and that where it just kind of feels good to sit there. But at the end of the day, you could have done better. And I know, kind of sucks to feel that way, right? At the end of the day, like, did we really do that great? Ritesh hopped in here. Good to see you yesterday, Ritesh. All right, he says, love the book. Greatness isn't achieved by one dramatic breakthrough. It's the result of disciplined people, disciplined thought, and disciplined action sustained over time. Yes, 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 Ritesh. I absolutely love that. That is the quote of this Live Beyond Default live stream. Yes, you see the word discipline is on there. I'm going to leave this on the screen. Discipline is on there 3 different times. I know it sucks to have to be disciplined sometimes. And you know what the hardest part is for me? Maybe not for you, but the hardest part for me is when you're disciplined and you have disciplined thought and you have disciplined action and you're doing it on a daily basis, you usually don't see the results for weeks or maybe months. And that's that lag time. And that's that time that's really a bummer because you want to see results right away. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Now, we have some hacks and we have some ways to see results quicker. We have some ways to get results quicker in many areas of our life. But remember, it always comes down to the fundamentals, just like Ritesh put up there. It comes down to the fundamentals every single day. What are you doing to move the needle forward? Because remember in the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he said, if you are not consistently moving forward every day, is this forward for you, left or right? If you are not moving forward each and every day, you are actually moving backwards because there's no way to stand still. The world is set up for you to be distracted. The world is set up for us to not move forward. Watch The Matrix again, okay? This is not victim, villain. This is the reality. 2026 is coming up. We're on the back 9 of the roaring 20s. The back 9. Remember, almost 6 years ago was the pandemic with lockdown. What have we all done these last 5 years? I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that to me too. Like, what the F have we all done? Are you proud of where you've gotten? Have you moved forward in the areas you want to? Or have you just been taking average action and making an excuse and living by default versus living beyond default? Oh yeah, tweet that one, social media, Dave. Okay, we appreciate you hopping on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, you're watching the replay of Live Beyond Default episode 93 on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Okay, so now we've realized that there's a few things in our lives that we're really good at. And we know that these are holding us back from becoming great. So now we're going to learn how to take control of 2026. And here's your framework for progress. Again, I want to thank Dusty Oglesby for this. You are the man, brother. I so appreciate your leadership. And I've been implementing what you've been talking about, and it's super awesome. So thank you. So first, let's look at the word choose. Now, do you see here, it says choose your 2026. Well, choose is an acronym. Genius, huh? So that's what we're going to go over right now. We're going to start with the first C. Okay, now I want you all to write this one down or take it in your Apple Notes. Put the word choose out. The first C is clarify what you want. Clarify what you want. Remember, clarity is kind. Clarity equals wealth. If nothing held you back, what would you want this year? You must want it so badly that no is no longer an option. And when you get this clarity, decisions become easier. Because if it's not aligned with your vision, it's a no. So mark down that C and clarify what you want. That is the first C of choose. Remember, clarity equals wealth, whether it's an income, whether it's your health, whether it's your relationships. When you're clear about what you're doing, you just receive. It just happens. Carolyn Litton knows this. It just happens. Okay, so the first C is clarify what you want. Now, we've got H. The H of choose stands for highlight your habits. Now, Ritesh brought this up, right? Highlighting your habits. What habits are helping you move forward? It's almost like you have to take a personal inventory throughout the day. I know that sounds boring, okay? But success is boring. It's not what you see on a yacht. It's not what you see in a Bugatti. And yes, that's part of success. And it's not what you see with the awesome husband or the awesome wife or the kids with the picturesque and the snow globe and taking pictures with Santa Claus. I was Santa in Sherwood this last weekend in Arlington Heights. But the point that I'm bringing up here is highlight your habits, take inventory. Because, yeah, that's all part of success, what I just mentioned there. It's a little part of it. But most of what all these people doing that you see are successful, who knows if they even are, because we don't even want to compare ourselves to other people. We only compare ourselves to ourselves. That's a big one. So remember, highlight your habits. When you're highlighting your habits, you can now see what you're doing throughout the day, what's working and what's not, what's helping you move forward. What habits are holding you back, especially quietly and subtly, right? Like some little habit might be throwing you off. Here's the thing too. Remember about distractions, because when you get distracted, it takes an average of 23 minutes to refocus on what you're doing. Think about that. If you're going for your phone all the time and you're going for whatever distraction that you do, and you are in the middle of something, it's going to take you 23 minutes to get fully focused on what you're doing. That is no way to run your life and to run your business. I'm sharing this with you. I love this podcast. I love all my audience. And most importantly, I love Team Human. And I'm saying we've got to realize that people are vying for our attention. Remember that. I'm saying that from my heart to your soul. People are vying for our attention. Success often comes from subtraction, not just addition. Oh, yes. I love that one. Subtraction. That's where success from comes. Getting rid of things in your life that you're doing. Getting rid of people. Not telling them that they're bad and telling them we don't like them anymore. You've got to make some tough choices. Remember, we're on the back nine of the roaring 20s here. We're on the back nine of this decade. Before we know it, it's going to be 2030. Okay. Perinda. Hey, Perinda. It's been a while since I've seen you. I think it was at Carolyn's for the Hearts for Hope or for the big golf event, but awesome to see you on here. Perinda says, good morning, Dave. Thank you for your message. Be clear with what you want. Be very detailed with it. Yes. Write that one down, everybody. Be clear with what you want. Be very detailed with it. For some reason, I think Perinda is going to be on this show someday, sitting right here live in the loft. I would love that. Perinda, hit me up, okay? Oh, and Ritesh too. I don't know why I didn't say that, but Ritesh, we've been talking about it. So, okay. The first C is clarify what you want. The second is H, highlight your habits. Now we're getting to the O. The first O of choose right here is own your inaction. Super, super important. If you're not honest with yourself, if you're not looking yourself in the mirror and owning what you've done and what you haven't done, you're not going to get anywhere. The most successful people I know are self-reflective and honest with themselves, and they call each other out on their own BS. We could sell ourselves out of anything. All right. So, own your inaction. Inaction isn't neutral. It's directional. So remember that. Just like Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, you cannot stand still. If every day you are not taking action to go forward, your inaction actually moves you backwards because of the way that the world works. So inaction isn't neutral. It's directional. You're either drifting or driving towards your future. Driving towards your future, like on a Google map. And a lot of times we don't know what's ahead of us on the road, but we have that road map, right? Or we have the headlights at night. We don't know what's maybe 500 feet in front of us, but we know what's a couple hundred feet in front of us because our headlights are grabbing onto what's in front of us. What are you not doing that you know you need to start? That could be a whole show just in itself. What are you not doing that you know you need to start? Okay, let's think about that. Now, we're going to go to the next O here. One decision at a time. Excuse me. Overwhelm comes from trying to solve everything at once. Just tackle one thing. Decide, execute, and repeat. Tackle one thing. Let's see, something simple. It's drinking 100 ounces of water a day. I've talked about that on stage many times at Break the Mold. I've shared that with many people. Drink 100 ounces of water a day. How about tackling one thing, going for a half-hour walk? That is an epic habit to get into. What about maybe writing one thank you card per week? Imagine if you wrote one handwritten thank you card per week. That's 52 weeks in a year. Imagine the impact that you would have on people's lives and the ripple effect that it would create throughout the world, throughout the back nine of the Roaring 20s. Decide, execute, repeat. How about reading 10 pages a day? Right now, I am reading this book, The Lifestyle Investor. I know that we talked about this before. This is an awesome book by Justin Donald talking about what to do with passive income, right? It's super cool. It's very intuitive. It gives you actionable steps. And really, it's more about creating the mindset of you becoming a lifestyle investor. You want to learn more about this, hit me up. And of course, you know, I always bring this up because this book, The Alchemist, along with Stephanie Jenkins, really got me to jump out of the plane and leave my previous career and get into real estate, which I'm so grateful that I did. So, okay. One decision at a time. Let's get to the S of Choose Your 2026. Start, stop, sustain. Start. What new actions will move you forward this year? What new actions will move you forward this year? Maybe it's one of those actions I just said. Maybe it's batch cooking so you know you're going to be eating well throughout the week instead of going for restaurants or bad food choices. Could be that. What new actions will move you forward this year? Next, stop. What limiting beliefs and patterns must end? Especially in that distraction society, we're seeing people succeed. Oh, look at me. But you never see the dark side of it, right? Once in a while you do. But the point is, what limiting beliefs do you have? Are you comparing yourselves to others that are farther down the road? Do you still have imposter syndrome with what you're doing? You know what the best way to get rid of imposter syndrome is? Make a commitment and actually do it. Tell yourself you're going to do something and then actually do it. When you do something that you say you're going to do, it builds confidence because you've created a mini contract with yourself. And in that contract, you actually executed on it. That's the way. So what limiting beliefs do you have and patterns must end? And remember, so many of these limiting beliefs, not just from social media, but they come from teachers and family members and bosses from back in the day as we were growing up. And all these things are embedded in our brain. And you know what? They don't go away until you decide to step up, till we decide to step up and jam on these, okay? And lastly, sustain. What's working? Whatever is working right now, double down on it. For me, it's daily phone calls and consistent social media. That's super important for me. I am a guy that likes to talk to people on the phone. I love hearing about what people are doing in their lives. I love hearing about people's challenges. I love hearing about people's wins and what they have coming up. And when they're ready to talk about real estate, they talk about real estate with me. And I love that. And of course, posting on social media for me is big because I want to share. I want to inspire what other people and what I'm doing in my life, and also show the struggle side, because as you know, my social media isn't all, oh, this is great, this is great. A lot of times it's, oh, this kind of sucks right here, right? Because that's life. Okay, for you, it might be something else. So start, stop, and sustain. Now, let's get to the last part of choose here. The E. Am I pointing towards the E? Looks like I am. Okay, the E is execute. First of all, let's stop having meetings with our inner thoughts. I know this because I have meetings with my inner thoughts all the time. Now, for some reason this year, it's gotten a lot better. I don't have as much head talk going on, which I so appreciate because my head's clearer and it's calmer. And I like that space because that space, the creativity drops in and the opportunity drops in. So stop having meetings with your inner thoughts. Act, adjust, and repeat. Execution is where the breakthrough lives. That's where the breakthrough lives. Now, we've gone over this choose method here, the CHOOSE, okay? We've got clarify what you want, highlight your habits, own your inaction, one decision at a time, start, stop, sustain, and execute. If anybody's on and they want to drop something in that they're going to start, stop, or sustain, we'd love to hear that. But most importantly, it's just that time of self-reflection. What are we going to do for the next 3 weeks before the year ends? We're going to be at parties. We're going to be with family. We're going to be with friends. There's going to be trigger points. We're going to feel like, oh, we didn't get everything that we were supposed to get done this year or the last couple years. And we're going to start beating ourselves up. And we don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to have a systematic approach. And most importantly, we want to realize that we are all doing the best we can with what we have at this time. Always. So remember, living beyond default was what this whole show is about. Doesn't mean waiting for life to feel good. It means taking full ownership of your life and my life today. That's what living beyond default means. So 2026 is ours to shape. Don't let that distraction economy grab you and take your biggest asset that you have. Because when you're distracted, you miss out on your kids, you miss out on opportunities, and you miss out on yourself. And I know you don't want to do that. So let's stay focused. Let's keep taking those daily actions. Let's start getting rid of things that we don't need. And I promise we're going to make progress and we're going to make 2026 our best year yet. So thank you for watching this episode of Live Beyond Default live stream. It's episode number 93. You may be on YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook or watching the replay on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I so appreciate you all being here. Like, comment, share, pass this along, take some notes, and you can always DM me if you got something going on that you want to discuss. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. And until next time, make it a great day. I love you all, and thank you.